Canvey Island is a civil parish as well as reclaimed land. It has an area of 7.12 square miles and a population of approximately 38,000. Canvey Island lies off the southeast shore of Essex, in the Thames tidewater. It has its own special history, in a location at the mouth of the estuary. With an intriguing and varied background, much of which can be credited to its relationship with the altering water levels of the River Thames. Historical evidence tells us that the island was inhabited as early as the Late Iron Age, about 2,000 years back. However, for most of its documented background, Canvey Island was literally just an offshore field. It was mainly given over to supplying lamb, salt, shellfish, fish and cereals to markets, with links to markets in Chelmsford and London dating back from Roman to medieval times. Canvey has a deep dark secret. And the truth of the matter is that the entire mass of the island is quite frankly a boggy marsh, below water level. The island has a historic relationship with the Dutch because it came to be residence for about 200 Dutch immigrants in the very early 17th century, who it is thought were looking for a refuge from Spanish nobility, the Duke of Alba de Tormes. And there are still a couple of tiny Dutch homes that are protected on the island. One is still lived in at Canvey Village and the other is protected as a museum. The island's links with the Dutch were strengthened with an agreement in 1623 between a local landowner and a Dutch water designer, Cornelius Vermuyden, who was asked to maintain the sea walls in return for a third of the land. And settlement in land was also given to his engineers working for him. At the start of the 20th century, the population of Canvey was just around 300 people. And Canvey was to become a popular vacation destination for Londoners as holidays became an important part of British culture. Many people have often asked why the island has so many Dutch road names. A modern entrepreneur, Frederick Hester, prepared his own vision for the island and developed the winter season gardens which he anticipated would be a popular home for people. He wanted to create an area of exotic plants, fish ponds and also water fountains. Frederick Hester auctioned off plots of land on the island on which permanent or holiday homes were developed. And it was he who was in charge of calling most of the streets with Dutch names. However, Hester's strategies hit a problem in 1904 when the island suffered some partial flooding, and resulted in him inevitably giving up on his plans and selling property and land. By 1918 there were over 1,800 people on the island and it continued to grow. A brand new bus service launched in 1919 bringing more people to the island. Crossing the creek posed an issue sometimes, as incoming tides disrupted people crossing and even swept away vehicles. Since the 1930s, the west side of the island at Hole Haven has actually been developed for use for oil and gas storage, which has met with public resistance. However, it has worked well for nature, and the nature reserves and wildlife continue to flourish on the island.